Welcome to the World of Marketing, sponsored by Foster Consulting. I'm your host, Tom Foster. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with a man whose career journey reads like an adventure novel. From securing birth control factories to creating magical experiences at Disney World, from bankruptcy to building a thriving service business, our guest has seen it all and has turned each experience into valuable business wisdom. Vance Morris spent a decade with Disney, where he climbed the ranks to eventually design, open, and operate Chef Mickey's, Disney's flagship character dining experience. After Disney, he applied his expertise to rescue and improving operations at major companies and government agencies, including Legal Seafoods, NASA, and even the Executive Office of the President. In 2007, Vance established his successful brick-and-mortar business, leading to his current venture, Deliver Service Now, a consulting firm that helps companies implement Disney-style service excellence coupled with direct response marketing strategies. He shared stages with business luminaries like Damon John, Dan Kennedy, and Jack Canfield. Please join me in welcoming Vance Morris, the service and marketing maestro. How do you like that?
And the crowd goes wild.
That's good stuff, buddy. Well, welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you doing it again. This is like the third time you've done it.
I believe so. It's good to see you, sir.
It's good to see you, my man. I always love catching up with you because you're a busy guy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And
I'm sitting still right now. Next week, I'm running around the East Coast for the whole week, so I'm sitting still right now.
Are you doing some speaking or what's going on?
Yeah, I've got some kind of entrepreneurial summit in Nashville. I got another marketing summit in Charlotte, and then I got one more stop, and I don't remember where the hell it is.
Well, good for you, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Good for you for getting out there.
Yeah, you got to keep busy. That's if you know. Otherwise, what do they say? You grow moss. No moss
That's
on a
right.
rolling stone.
And your career path has taken some fascinating twists and turns, from Disney to bankruptcy to successful entrepreneur. How did these low points shape your approach to business and customer service, Vance?
Well, yeah, I mean, certainly they pointed out that they don't kill you. I mean, we've all had our low points, and I got out of them unscathed as far as, I mean, no physical damage. I didn't die. The sun came out the next day. And I think that's what really kept me going all the time. Is like, all right, well, I'm not 6 feet under. Yes, I'm broke. But I still got my health. I have this will to survive, this will to succeed. Some people would call it tenacity. Some people would call it stick-to-itiveness, whatever you want to call it. And I think I told you, I didn't plan on going broke, by the way. I mean, that was not in the cards.
Sure, of course not.
And we were actually, my wife was working she was a regional manager for Starbucks, and we were supposed to live off her salary while I got the business up and running. And she suffered a cerebral aneurysm like a week before the business was getting up and going. And so we didn't have her salary either. So we literally went from nice 6-figure salaries down to Zippo overnight.
Oh my gosh.
We had some, insurance money, health insurance money, but certainly not enough to keep us going. So, and that was in 2007. So, that's a great year to start a business, which for me actually was a great year to start a business because all I could do was go up while everybody else was going down, right? I mean, 2007, 2008, everybody's tanking. But I just started. I couldn't go any lower. I was at zero. I mean, it's not like I could dig and go get less. So I went up. And I think that really served me in that, grassroots marketing, boots on the ground, whatever you want to call it. That's exactly what I did. And, even to this day, what shaped it was you never take your foot off the gas pedal. You always got to keep your foot on the gas, whether it be lead generation, creating business, making business, finding business. You got to keep the pedal. What do they say? Keep the pedal to the metal.
Yep. And let's talk a little bit about this Chef Mickey's thing. Do you mind talking about that?
Oh, love talking about it.
Because this is fascinating to me. I didn't know this about you. I didn't know that you did that. I knew that you worked at Disney, but
Sure.
I didn't know that you designed and operated this fantastic thing. What Tell us a little bit about that, and what are some key things that you learned from that experience that you apply to your marketing consulting today?
Yeah, sure. So, character dining, for those that are not familiar with it, is when you sit down, you have a meal, and the characters, Mickey, Goofy, etc., they all come to you while you're sitting there. So this is Disney's version of pay to play. So you're not in the theme park, standing in the July sun, sweating your butt off, with 100 other people in line, hoping to get, Chip and Dale's autograph or Cinderella or anything. You're not standing in line with the masses because, well, not that that's free, but that's included with your park ticket. Now, if you want to, get a better experience,
Right.
you
Right.
go and you pay to have breakfast, lunch, or dinner with the characters. And so you sit down and the characters will come over, they'll play with you, they'll do your little birthday thing, they'll do autographs and pictures, and away they go. So essentially, you are paying a premium to be comfortable, to have a meal, and to have the characters come to you instead of you waiting in line to go see them. Now, this is no mean feat putting this together. So if you think about the logistics of this, we had over 400 seats at Chef Mickey's when we first opened it. Now there's closer to 500 because they expanded the restaurant. So we had 400 seats.
Wow.
And we had 43 minutes to get the mouse through all 400 some odd seats. And it had to feel like a good time. Those were our marching orders.
Did you just have one mouse? Did you only have one Mickey?
Well, there is only one Mickey.
Okay, all right.
Huh?
Okay.
What do you think? I'm going to roll over on that one? Of course. There's one mouse, man.
One mouse.
One mouse.
All right, got it.
And
I see the
so,
logistics.
yeah, well, there are a lot of people that portray the mouse, but there's only one mouse.
Right, at a time. Got it.
And so we had to make it feel like it was a great time. And so we know what the 400 seats means, and we know why it means to feel a great time, but why 43 minutes? Well, if you've ever either worked in a restaurant or been to a restaurant, you know that a table for two is going to get in and out of the restaurant a lot faster than, say, a table for six or a table for eight. It's just the natural progression of eating. So larger tables take longer. Well, a table for two in our world took about 42 to 45 minutes to dine. So if we didn't get the mouse to that table in 43 minutes, we had a problem. Either one, they were sitting there waiting for the mouse, so that means they were getting cranky. And two, the people that were waiting to get in the restaurant were now waiting longer. And of course, that just compounds because it backs up all the different people that are waiting for that table throughout the day. So we needed to make sure this thing happened. So the big lesson to start here is the mission. So the mission you give to your employees or your team or whatever has to be bigger than your jobs. So our mission was mouse, 43 minutes, 400 seats, make it feel like a great time. And we had to go.
Was it an immediate? Was it an immediate hit? Immediate success?
Oh yeah, overnight.
Yeah. So you like
Overnight
we're I'm sorry. I think we're having internet issues, but anyway, we'll keep going. So overnight, it was a success, and you had all 400 seats filled.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
Oh, it's the mouse. Oh yeah. It's the mouse. So yeah, we were booked out 60 days prior
Wow,
to opening day.
my gosh.
So
Well, good for you, man.
yeah, it's brilliant. But we got all of the other departments to help us out. So we had 43 minutes. I was like, all right, how the hell do we do this? So we went to the bus boys and we said, hey, bus boys, we got to get the mouse through in 43 minutes. How can you help? And, they thought about it and they're like, well, look, when we go to clean a table, we got the salt and pepper shaker, the sugar boats and the creamers, and the little table tents and everything. It takes us time to get all that stuff off the table to be able to wipe it down, and then we got to put it all back. So if we had a little basket thingy that had all that stuff in it, we could do this a lot faster. So we got the bus boys a basket thingy. So now all they're going to do is move the basket thingy, wipe the table, put the basket thingy back down. And so they helped contribute to turning the table quicker, which helped get the mouse through the dining room quicker. And we went through all the departments like this to help get to that 43-minute mark. And to this day, it's still the #1 rated character dining destination on the property.
Wow. Good for you, man.
Yeah. But you take all of that to whatever it is you do now, with your financial advisor, attorney, carpet cleaner, it doesn't matter, is you look at what the mission is
Right.
and break it down into how do we go about making this mission happen. Like in my carpet cleaning business that I own. Well, our mission is to create a healthy home. Well, how the hell do we do that? Well, we do it through cleaning. We do it through safe, non-toxic, and green solutions. We have things that are set up for our technicians. We have wow moments that are set up for all of our customer experiences. So everything from Disney is adaptable. People always say, well, why should I want to copy Disney? I'm not a theme park. I don't have a roller coaster. And I'm like, well, unless you do have that stuff, you don't want to copy them, but you do want to figure out how to adapt
Right.
from Disney what they're doing into your business.
And that's what you do how often? Every year or a couple times a year, you bring groups down to have this experience? I mean, that's your business.
I do between 3 and 4 boot camps down at Disney every year. So we spend 3 to 4 days. It's full immersion into all things Disney. My main job is to help business owners see what Disney is doing and adapt that to whatever niche or industry they're in. And we'll spend half the day in the classroom going through what I call the 7 magic keys to Disneyfying your business. So it's my 10 years of Disney knowledge compacted into these 7 magic keys. And then we'll go out into the theme parks, we'll go out into the resorts, and we'll see these 7 magic keys in action. And we'll do tours of the parks, tours of the resorts. And then I've got all these cool different experiences that are set up. We have these extravagant meals that, with Cinderella Castle in the background and the sun setting on the other side. And,
Does Mickey come to all the tables?
Mickey we used to have Mickey come to the tables, except that the dinner actually was more extravagant than the mouse. So we still do the mouse eventually, but not at the big extravagant dinner.
Nice.
So lots of fun.
That's great, man. That's great that you do that. I know that that I'm interested in taking my group down there, and I'm going to make that happen at some point. But I know that you've done that for a lot of different groups. You've done that for Ben Glass's Mastermind, right?
Yep. Yeah, we took Ben. So we've taken attorneys.
For some other.
Sure, we took Dustin Burleson's group of orthodontists down there. Mike Crow's home inspectors. I've taken child care center owners down. We took 100 of them down there. We actually had to split the event into 2 different events because there were so many of them. So I spent 2 weeks living at Disney World. But everything under the sun, dentists, financial advisors, accountants. I've taken, leadership teams from individual companies, so different resorts. I've just taken so many, it's hard to pin them
That's
all down.
so
We took,
awesome that you're so busy with that. You hear that? Everybody's very busy, man, doing this
yeah,
thing. Must be
yeah,
working.
oh yeah, it's great. Not a bad way to make a dollar either, but the cool thing though is it's not just a 3-day vacation. At the end of it, they have a blueprint or to hit the ground running Monday morning when they get home on how they're going to Disneyfy their business. And then I follow it up with 90 days of coaching. So it's not like I just drop you like a hot potato and you're on your own. It's no, let's take these 3 days. There's a lot. I mean, it's like drinking from a fire hose.
Sure, sure.
But let's take those 3 days and then get the plan. And then let me help you over the next 90 days execute that plan.
Implement. Yeah, that's really good. Well, that's like a business vacation, but then you got that's really good, Vance. You do that.
Yeah. And you can bring your family. It's a nice write-off. I mean, I'm not a tax professional, but I understand it could be a tax write-off.
So on to these other organizations that you worked with, like NASA and the Executive Office of the President. Like, how did you get to that? And what common service challenges do you see across these different sectors?
I mean, everybody's dealing with people. And when nobody gives people direction on how to do things, they try to figure it out on their own, which usually ends up poorly. So when we were at, the executive office of the White House, this is where all of the support teams, Secret Service, Vice President's office, their transportation group, et cetera, were there. And a lot of the food service and a lot of the concierge and the amenities, it was very institutional, very transactional, very perfunctory. And it certainly didn't live up to the name of the organization where they were. Same thing with NASA. We worked at NASA headquarters in downtown DC. And we also did, what's the flight, Goddard Space Flight Center up there in Greenbelt. And, people felt like it was just transactional stuff going on, and they thought that, well, it's a captive audience, we can treat them how we want, because at Goddard Space Flight Center, there really isn't any place to go except for the services that were provided on the Space Center. So we had to really say, look, here's the golden rule. And really, that's what it always comes down to, Tom, is the golden rule. Treat them out like you want to be treated yourself. I mean, I wish it was some magical thing, but really a lot of it comes down to that. And we broke down the service that we provide by each interaction we had with one of the customers, whether it be a scientist, literally rocket scientist, or whether it was an executive from NASA. And we took each interaction. We said, all right, how do we make each one of these interactions better? How do we turn each one of these interactions into an experience? So we had let's just say we were in one of their cafes or cafeterias, and there was a salad bar. Whoopee. We've all been to salad bars. Nothing really exciting there. So what we did twice a week is we brought a chef in, and we put him front and center in the cafe, and he did live demonstrations of, like a salad of the day. I mean, these were extravagant salads, like, a big chop salad for like an Asian, Japanese chop salad. I mean, he's got stuff. I mean, it's just like going to a teppanyaki place. I mean, he's got stuff flying through the air, and, I mean, there's, garbanzo beans flying. But it was a show. Right. And we were able to charge a little bit extra, but not gouge people. But we were drawing people now into the cafe because we were putting on this show. Cost us nothing extra in labor because, well, the chef was already working. All we had to do was put him out there with a couple of bowls and some lettuce and let him start flinging some stuff around. And that just that activity.
He was just working in the back, so that you just brought him out to the front.
We took the chef. He was in back and said, "All right, dude, we're going to put you out front and center. You're going to be a superstar." It's just like, these celebrity chefs out there.
Yeah,
come
that's
on,
great.
out front. And he started tossing salads out front. And it's just that activity.
Yeah.
It brings a little, salad is not exciting. I think you would agree. There's nothing exciting about a salad. But when all of a sudden you're at work and you walk into this cafe and there's this chef in the big tall hat and he's, banging pans and bowls and, tossing salad and there's activity. Now it's like, oh, this is pretty cool. Maybe I'll come here for lunch.
It's like an omelet station, man.
Exactly like an omelet station.
Right? You see that, you're like, oh my God, I want an omelet now.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I see the guy pouring omelets.
So we just took those little points and said, how do we make them better? Walt Disney called it plussing, process improvement. How do we constantly improve? So we're always looking, how do we plus our show? How do we plus the experience?
Right. Okay, so in your consulting firm deliver service, now you can combine style service with direct response marketing. Can you explain this combination, why it's particularly effective for businesses?
Well, certainly, direct response, or what I've started really calling response required, is really the only kind of marketing small businesses should be doing. I don't know about you. It's a joke. I actually called Goodyear once, and I spoke to their sales department, and I said, "Hey, when you flew the blimp over top of the Ravens game, how many tires did you sell?" And of course, they can't tell me.
Sure.
And so I use that story when I'm working with businesses. I'm like, you can't afford to do Goodyear blimp style marketing. You can't just slap your name up there and hope to God somebody buys something. We don't have the budget of Coca-Cola or Disney or any of those guys. So when we spend money on marketing, we need to see that immediate return. We send those marketing dollars out. We need to see marketing dollars or sales dollars coming back to us. And it also needs to be an experience. So I'll give you a quick example. So in my carpet cleaning business, there was an auto dealership that I wanted as a client. They had like 8 or 9 locations here in Maryland. And if I got these guys, this would have just been a clutch client. Could never get a meeting with the general manager. So I sent him a steering wheel in the mail. No box, just the steering wheel, slapped a stamp on it, little sales letter, and sent it to him. Nothing. No response. So 2 weeks later, I sent him a turn signal. Same thing. No box, slap a stamp on it, sales letter, sent the thing to him. Nothing. 2 weeks later, I sent him the butt end of a muffler. Not the long pipe part, but just the butt end of the muffler. Slap a stamp on it, put a sales letter on it. 2 days later, I get a phone call from the general manager. He goes, "Look, if I give you a meeting, will you stop sending me car parts?" I said, well, yes, that's the whole point of it. So I spent probably all in with postage and the parts, probably about $700, $800.
And you had a good time doing it.
But just in end of 2024, so we've retained this client now 11 years. We just crossed the $750,000 mark with this client. So I don't know what the math is on that ROI. I spent $700 to get $750.
Right.
But it's
pretty damn good.
Pretty damn good. So that's a combination of experience.
Well, there's other things to it. The fact that you kept a client for 11 years says a lot about what you do to your service, Well,
and that's where so many business owners, Tom, they fall down. They forget about the customers that they have.
Right.
And that's where the money is.
Yes.
If I had only cleaned once for this car dealership after I spent $700 to get them, I think our first invoice for them was I don't know, maybe $1,000, $1,200. I mean, I would have gone in the red because I spent 700 to get them. And then I had to pay my guys, it was probably $200-300 worth of labor there. There's 1,000. That leaves me $200 for rent and gas and everything else. I wouldn't have made any money.
Right.
But I knew that if I kept them and kept them coming back year after year after year, and we expanded to all of his other locations, that this was going to be extremely lucrative. And people forget that. They don't understand, and they don't have a customer retention budget. I ask people all the time, I say, you have a marketing budget, right? They go, oh, yeah. Great. What's your customer retention budget? And they look at me like I got three heads.
Right. That should be at least half of what you do. At least half of what you do.
I think if you, so like we in my home service businesses, we are 20% new customers, 80% repeat. And we're spending less now in marketing than we were 10 years ago. So here's what happens when you have a robust customer retention system. For example, real quick. So I got my April numbers for Google pay-per-click, which is about all of the lead gen I do. It's $136 to get a customer in the front door. That ain't cheap. I mean, my minimum charge is $199. So what's that leave me? $63 to pay the tech, put gas in the van, etc. So I'm screwed. I'll be lucky if I break even on the first cleaning. But again, I've got the retention system. It only costs me $22 a year to market to my existing customers. So when they clean the second time,
right,
I am $100 and some odd more profitable. Now, here's what happens when you clean a second time, or you serve or sell a product to somebody a second and third time. One, they know, like, and trust you, so we'll put all that behind you. They're easier to sell to. They are more apt to try a new product or service. And here's the big thing, is they will refer you. So what does it cost to get a referral? Almost, I don't want to say nothing, but almost nothing. So now instead of me sending Google money, I'm just reinvesting in the customer retention system, basically pennies on the dollar. And I'm now getting more referrals than I am getting from Google pay-per-click. It's just a hell of a lot better ROI. And they are better customers because they are being referred. They already have that trust factor because I got a referral from Mrs. Smith down the road.
Do you have a referral program?
Oh, potent. It is before the end of the first job, we have touched you 9 times on referrals. We have a culture of referrals. So before we even get off the phone with you, when we're booking the job, we have touched you 3 times on referrals. Essentially,
and how do you do it?
The last question is, hey, look, we'd be more than happy to, give you a little discount on your cleaning. Is there anybody in your neighborhood who would like a cleaning while we're there? If there's somebody in your neighborhood, we'd be more than happy to give you a discount, and we'll extend them a discount as well. Because for us, that means we don't have to drive anywhere.
That's powerful.
Great. And we don't have to pay to get the client because that customer is going to go find them. It doesn't happen all the time, but I'd say 1 out of 10, 1 out of 15 will find somebody in their neighborhood, friend or neighbor, and say, yeah, hey, I've got the carpet cleaners coming over today. They offered me a little discount. If I found somebody, hey, do you got anything that needs cleaned? Boom.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Well, having shared stages with marketing legends like Dan Kennedy and Joe Polish, what's the most significant shift you're seeing in how successful businesses approach customer service experience and marketing in today's environment?
Wow. I wish it was good news, Tom, because the bar right now is set very low. customer service is just, it's in the crapper. I had my mastermind meeting a couple of weeks ago at a name brand hotel. Actually, I wrote a couple of articles on it because it was so bad.
By the way, everybody, you got to get on Vance's email list because he has the most fantastic emails, and your newsletter is really good. So, like, everybody should join that. You do it yourself, and you do it every week, man, and you put out a great story, and it's always about something you encountered.
Well, if you just keep your eyes open, you
the
see
lesson in all of it.
This is why I can't go out to dinner with my wife, Tom, because I just picked the service. It's horrible. I picked the service. We went out for my birthday last week, and they had to put the tables together because we were like 8 people. So they put 2 tables together. We were outside, and when they put the tables together, one end of the table was up against this big giant fern, right? And the server, evidently, that's the side that she usually likes to serve from. And so she comes up to the table and she's fighting with this fern. And she's like, I kid you not, she's swatting at the fern. She finally gets the fern behind her and she takes our drink order. And I'm like, oh my God. I mean, we're all laughing at her. And she goes, oh my God, who put this plant here? I'm like, I don't know. So she takes the drink order. She comes back with the drinks and she does the same fight with the fern. And I'm like, and she took the food order. And I'm like, we're talking at the table. I'm like, she could easily take 5 steps to my side of the table where there's no plant. Right. But no, she's not that smart. Now, when they delivered our appetizers, the food runner figured it out. He just said, oh, look, plant. I'm not going over there. I'm going to come over here. And we dropped the food. Every time that damn server came to our table, she fought with the plant. She was just programmed to come to that exact spot.
Did you ask her?
No, I didn't have the heart. After like
that
the
would have
third
been a
time
good question.
Fighting with the plant, I was like, I give up. I don't have the heart to tell her, why don't you come over here?
Why are you fighting with the plant? Why don't you just come next to me?
I know.
So I don't have to shout. It's my birthday.
I think it was just the entertainment value, Tom, that I was getting there.
You wanted to see how long she would do it, and then she did it the whole time.
She did it through the entire thing. She presented the check through the plant.
Fern fight.
Fern fight. That's what it was. But,
that's funny.
But so this is how bad customer service has gotten. So I was choosing a menu. I don't know. You've chosen catering menus, I'm sure, for groups and things like that. So they send you the menu, and we had the choice. I had the choice between bacon and sausage. So they have that little symbol, the ampersand says bacon and sausage. Right. And so I sent my order in. I said bacon and sausage. Catering person sends an email back, says no, it's bacon or sausage. I said, well, I'm sorry, but, in the English-speaking world, this little symbol means and. And she said, no, I'm sorry, it's a typo. It means or. I said, well, I just dug my heels in because I had already had problems with them. I said, well, I'm not letting this one go. And yes, it's small, but still, it says and. And she goes, no, it's or. So I had to run it up the flagpole, called the head of sales at the hotel. She goes, no, it means and. I said, really? This is what you're going to plant your flagpole in? Bacon or sausage? Ridiculous. So I called the corporate office. And finally, corporate office says, yes, it's a typo, but we'll give you bacon and sausage. And I'm like, I shouldn't have to go through this. It's bacon. It's pork, for God's sakes. Just give me both.
Right. How many people argue?
Should have been, yeah, you're right. We'll give you both.
Right. Then we'll fix it. Thanks for pointing it out.
Yeah.
And of course,
but this is what we're dealing with, Tom. This is how bad customer experience, customer service has gotten. And if you do just a nipple above, a centimeter above everybody else, you're going to be far and above everybody else out there. Just answer your phone live.
Right.
If you're a home service business or a professional services, physical therapist, attorney, whatever, answer your phone live. You are now miles above, because everybody's got these bots and these AI things, and or they still have the phone tree, press 1 for this, 2 for that, 3 for this.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's so That is no longer a competitive advantage, is having that. Your new competitive advantage is actually having a human answer the phone.
Right.
I'll never give it up.
You're right. That is your competitive advantage, is customer service, customer support, because it's the customers you keep that help grow you. You can't grow the business just with new customers alone. You cannot do it.
No. I mean, you'll go broke.
Right. They just come and go if you look at it like that.
Yeah.
You have to have a system like you've built in your business, and you teach others how to do it in theirs, for holding on to customers longer by providing good customer service.
Yep.
How long have you been doing this?
You mean on my own?
Yeah.
This is year 18.
Yeah. Good for you.
Hey, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Good for you.
I'm unemployable now, Tom.
Well, you and I have laughed about that we agree on that topic, that we are unemployable.
No
So
doubt
I've been
about it.
doing this thing for 30 years, what I do.
That's
and
right.
Nothing else. And I can't conceive of doing anything else. So I got a great team pretty much running the show these days, though, that are doing a wonderful job that allows me to do this, interview wonderful men like yourself and women. And it's great having you here, Vance.
I appreciate it, Thomas. It's always great catching up with you, man. So, the old gang from the Kennedy GKIC days. It's always great talking to you guys.
Yeah, and I just had Brian Kurtz on last week.
Oh, great.
And that's where we met, at Brian Kurtz's, one of the times we met. That's the time we reconnected, was at
at the Titans event thing.
Right.
Yeah, I talked to Brian a couple of weeks ago. His group is really going well.
He's got a huge group. That accelerator group is ginormous.
I know it.
And he gets everybody on that call on Thursday. I'm on there. I'm like, I can't believe it's like pages and pages of Zoom people.
I know it. You got to go to like page 5 before you get to the end.
I know. I'm like amazed. Wow. But Brian is such a genuine guy.
Yeah, he is. No doubt.
Well, so are you, and that's why this series that I'm doing is really focused on coaches. And like Brian's a great coach, you're a great coach, and what's the best way for somebody to get a hold of you, Vance, if they're looking for help with their own team, or if they like to put an event together?
Sure. Well, actually, I just created I call them hot sheets. People call them, free downloads and all that kind of. I call it a hot sheet. Just created a new one, and it is 52 ways to wow your customers without breaking the bank. And so you got one wow a week. So to figure it out, one wow for every week of the year. And it's at wow52ways.com.
Wow52ways.com, everybody.
Wow52ways.com.
Wow52ways.com.
And so you can get that there. And you can always find me on LinkedIn. I think I'm the only Vance Morris out there. And then the regular website is deliverservicenow.com.
Wow52now.com.
Wow52ways.com. Yeah.
Wow 52 ways. See if I'm getting on there. Well, there I go. 52 ways to wire customers without breaking the bank. I love this long. Look at this look at this great copy you did. This is a great landing page for study alone. That's you do it. Well done, Vance.
All right.
Well, everybody go to this website and wow52ways.com and check it out. And that's a great way to get in touch with Vance. Get on his newsletter. Both his email and his print newsletter are really great. And if you have an event, or if you want to go to Disney and do it in style with your office or mates or whatever, this is the guy to talk to. So Vance, thank you so much for being on my show, my World of Marketing podcast, buddy.
Thank you for having me, Tom. Great seeing you.
All right, you too, buddy. You take care.